Naila, why is English language important to learn?
This is because English language is an international language and is widely followed and understood by people across the world.
I want to learn this language.
To learn every language, there are some skills to develop. Follow this class to learn these skills.
Viewers, we welcome you once again on MTA Africa, English Language MTA series. We are going to have our lesson 2 for the day. But before we begin the topic for the day, let us have a recap of what we did the last time we met. Last time we looked at nouns. We explained what noun is, and we look at a few examples of them, as well as the types. Let's find out from viewers and the class what exactly happened. What did we say a noun is? Yes, Orchard.
A noun is a group of entities. A noun is a group of entities such as humans, animals, objects, and institutions.
Okay, good. So when we have group of entities like that, objects being one, institutions and human beings, we say they are nouns. Examples of such classifications as nouns. A few examples of them. Yes, Hufeida.
Amanda.
Huzefma.
Book.
Book. Then we looked at types of nouns. What did we say are the various types of nouns? Yes, Nazir.
Of proper nouns.
And the last one we looked at was? Yes.
Common nouns.
Common noun. Good. Today we shall continue from our lesson and we shall look at number when it comes to noun, number. Now, number in noun actually refers to things that we shall look in detail. But for the first, before we get there, let's look at our lesson's objectives. First, it is our aim that by the time the lesson ends, we should be able to distinguish between regular and irregular plurals. We also wish to be able to get this at the end of the lesson, our ability to form the plural form of regular singular nouns. When we come to singular nouns, we have the regular forms and the irregular ones. So we shall look at that. And then our last one will be our ability to identify, in terms of number, singular and plural forms of nouns in a text. If it happens we have a text we are reading, we should be able to identify singular nouns and what? Plural nouns when we are reading. Let's look at the regular and the irregular plurals. Generally, we say plural forms of nouns apply to only what? Count nouns. We need to understand what count nouns are. When we talk of count nouns, what comes to mind? These are nouns we can easily what? Count. Examples of some of the nouns. Yes, Nazir.
Tables.
Tables, we can easily count. Yes, Salma.
Bags of rice.
Good. We also say that count nouns are basically nouns that we can what? Count, as you just mentioned. Examples are one, we say one cow, but we say what? Two cows. Then we say stream, and we say what? Streams, in that order. These are examples of count nouns. What we have there, the first one cow, that's the singular form. And then we say two cows to show that it is in the what? Plural form. Good. We say stream to mean one. But if we have it more than one, we say what? Streams, in that order. Good. Then let's look at regular plural. When we say regular plural, we mean that nouns that the plural are formed by following a specific what? Rule. Such nouns are known as regular nouns. There's a rule that you can easily follow. So that when you follow the rule, you can always find the plural form of such nouns. We say such plurals are formed by the addition of what? Suffix. When we say suffix, in your simple way to understand, just some few letters. The last few letters we add to a word, the base word. Every word has its base, the beginning point. So letters that we add to the base is what is known as suffix. It can be one letter, it can be two letters, it can be more than two as well. Good. We say the following are examples of the regular plural nouns. So let's look at the first one. We're looking at the suffix s or what? Es. We have some nouns. If you want to find the plural, you add s or what? Es to the singular to get the what? The plural. Examples are what we have there. Goat. We see that to get the plural form of goat, we add only s to it, and we get what? Goes. Cap. To get the plural form of it, we add s to get caps. Book, in that order. But when we come to lens, to get the plural form of lens, we add es. So it falls under that category. The mobile phone. To get the plural form of the mobile phone, we add es to get it. Do you get that? Yes. So these are regular examples of regular plurals, where we add s or es, which is a suffix, to the base word, the goat, for example here, the cap, book, what? Lens. Good. Then we have a situation where the noun ends in f or fe. There are instances we write certain nouns, and the ending of such a noun is f or what? Fe. When that happens, what do? You change the f to vin. You change the f to what? To vin. And then you add what? S to the vin to get your plural. Examples. We have knife. Here we change the f to what? Vin. You can see that? Yes. And then we added our s to it. Wife. We change the f to vin. Then we added our what? S to it. Then when we come to leaf, we change the f to what? Vin. And then we added es to it to have what? Leaves. Good. So this has a rule. So when you see a noun that ends in f or fe, it means when you want to find the plural, what do? You change the f to what? Vin. And then you add what? S to it. Good. Any question before we move on? Good. Now let's look at another one of the regulars. A noun that ends with y. Here we have two rules, and we will look at each of them. Let's look at the first one. We say if there is a vowel, and these are vowels in the English language, which we don't need repetition because we've learned it from preschool. If you have any of these before y, any of these come before y, you add s to the y to get your plural. Do you understand? Yes. Good. Before we look at the examples, I'll let you give me nouns that end with y, but before the y, there is a vowel. Yes, you give me some few examples. Josefa?
Valley.
Okay. So if we want to add, to get the plural of valley, what do? We get s to the y. Good. Example like we have boy. Then we have the Plural to be what? Boys. They.
Days.
Valley, valleys. Good. This is a rule. So anytime you are forming the plural of a noun that ends in Y, but before the Y there's a vowel, you just add what? S to that Y. Now let's look at the second one. We say if there is a consonant, which I don't need to repeat what or explain what consonants are, before Y, the suffix becomes what? IES. Then you take away your what? Your Y. Good. We have nouns that end with Y, but before Y, the letter is what? A consonant. You don't go like the first rule. There's a way to do that. But before we see the example, let's mention some of the nouns that end in Y, but there's a consonant before Y. Salma?
Baby.
Okay. Baby. Can they spell baby for us?
B-A-B-Y.
Okay. So before the Y, there's B, which is a consonant. Good. So like here, lady. Before Y, there's a consonant, which is what? D. So to get the plural of lady, you take away the Y and add what?
IES.
Our suffix to it. Sky, skies. Fly, flies. Good. We have many more examples that we can give. And then when we are reading, we should look out for such nouns as well. Now, the third point, we say noun with UM. Some of these are foreign words that we borrow into English language. If you have a noun that ends in UM, to get the plural, you change the UM to what? A. If you take your minds back to your science, most of the things in science, you have nouns in that form. That the singular is UM, it ends in UM. And to get the plural, you don't add S, but there's a rule. Let's take our mind back to some of our terms in science, and then we'll be able to. Yes, Alma, one example?
Bacteria.
Bacteria. Can they spell bacteria?
B-A-C-T-E-R-I-A.
But that, is it in the plural or singular? So can you spell the singular? Now give us the singular.
B-A-C-T-E-R-U-M.
Good. So if we were to write, we write bacteria, bacterium. Right? Good. Is that your spelling? Good. So to get the plural, we'll have this. We are changing the UM to what? Good. But let's have other examples too. We have ovum. We change the UM to what? A. What is that? This is a word in science, which is a noun. What is ovum? In simple terms, we say egg. Yes, either that in a flower, that is a sex cell of the female. It could be a plant or an animal. Do you now remember?
Yes, sir.
Then we have words that end with US. We change the US to what? I. To form the what? The plural. Good. Let's take our minds. We can get some of these words in mathematics. From our mathematics, we have examples of some of these words. That ends in US. Then we can easily change the US to I to get our plural. Yeah, any example before I show you mine? Yeah, Josefa?
Radius.
Radius. Can you spell it?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
R-A-D-I-U-S.
Good. So to get the plural, we change the what? The US to I. Good. Then we have that. Then that's what we have just done. We've changed the US to what? I. Then we have Nicholas. We just change the US to what? I, to get the plural nuclei. Right? This is a science word, and this we can get it from mathematics. Good. I won't bother you with the meaning, but when you read your science, you mean. So when you see Nicholas, when you are reading, it means it's one entity. And if you see nuclei, it means what? More than what? One. Good. Any example before we move on? Or question? Good. Remember these rules. They are very, very important as well as the plural forms of nouns are concerned. So when we have such plurals, where there is a rule that we can follow, we say such nouns are what? Regular nouns or regular plural. Let's go to irregular. We say these are nouns that do not have specific rules to follow. No, there's no rule, unlike the others. Those we have learned, you can always just form the plural form. If you don't even know what it is, you may not know what it is at all. But as far as there is a rule, you can just easily form the plural. But there are some nouns, they are not like that. You just have to learn the plural forms. They may be guidelines, but at your level, we restrict ourselves to you just learning the form. At the high level, you will learn some of these guidelines in terms of the pronunciation, how they are being pronounced. There's a guide there, but at your level, we won't bother you much about that. So we just restrict ourselves to, so you have to learn them. Examples of them: woman, the plural becomes what? Women.
Women.
Child, children. Tooth, teeth. We don't say teeth, teeth. Good, because it's E-E-T what? H. Good. You have to learn them, but when you look at them critically, there's a certain hidden guide. There's a certain hidden guide. But as I said, I won't bother you much about the guide. But these do not have rules. All these do not have what? Rules. At your level that you can easily follow. So you just have to keep them in mind. Any other examples? Any that you have in mind that there's no just specific rules? Orchard?
Man.
Okay. Man. Spell man.
M-A-N.
Good. So we get the plural by what?
Man.
Man. Good. That's one good example. Yes, any other? Okay, let's move on. There are others too that they remain the same. They generally remain the same. The singular and the plural, the same. Though we can count them in a way, we can count them, but we do not have the plural forms. But if you really want to count, you can count them one after the other, right? Yes, we have some nouns like that. If you want, in terms of counting by numbering, you can easily do that. But we do not have the plural forms. As far as writing is concerned, we do not have the plural forms. Examples of some of the nouns before we look at the examples I have here. Yes, Hofeda.
Water.
No, can you count water? No, I'm talking of nouns that we can, in terms of counting, we can count, but we can't easily form the plural. Yes, Salma.
Sheep.
Sheep. We know that animal, sheep. Yes. If you have, can't you count? You can count. Yes, but we don't have the plural form. We don't have the plural form. You can't say Ships. No, that's wrong. In English, you can't say that. But we can count. So that is also another irregular form. Any other? Okay, let's look at, I will highlight a few and then I'll give you an assignment to go and find. Example is sheep. We can count. If I'm breeding, I can easily count and always tell you the number I have. Then we have equipment. We can count, but we assume they are group names. So see, these names are group names, so because of that, we do not have the plural. Then people. As you are here, we can count the number of people in the room, right? But it's group name, so we don't have the plural forms. Anytime you have plural forms to these, the meaning change, right? Good. Any question? Okay, you go and search for more of them. Let's do some few exercise. You are to rewrite the nouns in the plural form. In certain cases, you may have to change the verb to suit the sentence. Let's look at the first one. Someone should change this for us. We have one noun here. Yeah, I think that's it. Yes. Change it into plural form. Yes, Orchard?
Sheep.
Yeah, in the sentence form. You say the sentence and change it for us.
The sheep is found in black and white.
No, read well. You are just changing this for me.
The sheep is...
No.
The sheep in the field is...
Filled. All of us. Filled.
Field.
Filled.
Field.
Filled.
Field.
Good. Go ahead.
The sheep in the field is black and white.
Okay. Then we have the second one. Yeah, this is one. Then the other noun is where? Here. Yes.
His teeth aches, but my feet hurt.
No, you see, this is a verb. So if you say teeth, you can't say aches.
His teeth ache, but my feet hurt.
Good. So we say his feet ache him, but my feet what? Hurt. Good. Then the next one, we have this, we have that. Then we have this, that, and then, have you taken note? We have girl, we have mouse, we have uncle, we have wife, and then, good. Yeah, someone change that. Yes. Salma?
The girls are chasing the mice.
Good. So mouse becomes what?
Mice.
That's one example of a noun that the plural cannot easily be formed by following a rule, right? Good. Mouse becomes what? Mice. Continue.
Uncles and wives, as well as the children, hate that.
Good. Yes. The next one. Yeah, that will be Nazir. Let's identify the nouns first. Good.
Loaf.
Good. Loaf of bread. And then?
Fish.
So go ahead. Yes.
The hungry men are eating loaves of bread and fishes.
No. The last one is wrong. So what should it be? Okay, in a way we can accept it. But mostly we say fish as well. But in a way we can also accept it. So we can say, you say the hungry men are eating loaves of what? Bread and what? Good. Then the last one. Josefa. Yes, changes. We have herdsman. And then what? Good. Yes.
The herdsman has oxen and cows.
Is she right? No. Yes.
The herdsmen have oxen and cows.
Good. The plural of ox is what? Oxen. Which is? Right? Good. And good. So we say cows. Don't forget the rule. We say when a word, a noun ends in what? F. We get the plural by doing what? Changing the F to what? Vin, and add what? S to it. If it doesn't end in E, you add E what? S. So that's the rule. Here, there's no rule. Ox, the plural is oxen. Huh? Good. There are more of these you shall meet. Okay. To end, let's look at, if you have any question you can ask. Okay, we looked at the following. We said noun in terms of number. We look at that singular and the plural form. Then we look at the regular plurals. And then our last one was the irregular nouns. This is what we said in all. And then we shall continue from here next time. Thank you for being with us. And we hope to meet you another time for our next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.